Good evening. Dan Byler and Jamie Miller bringing you some more high school hardwoods hoops action from the Warrior Dome. After a loss to a very talented Northwood team last week, the Warriors are looking to get back into the wins column as they host the Marines of Hamilton in an NECC contest this evening. Westview is at 2-1 overall and 1-0 in the NECC. Hamilton is 0-5 so far this season, with the closest game to date being an 11-point loss to Hilltop of Ohio last night, 64-75. Westview is averaging 8 threes per game, with 5 different players chipping in from long range. Braden Aish has 8 so far this season, followed by Brady Yoder and Wiley Minix with 7 apiece. Mason Yoder and Wade Springer also each tossed one in against Northwood last week. We'll see what the Warriors have in store for the Marines shortly. Tonight's game is brought to you by our game sponsor, Weaver Furniture Sales, with 2 locations in Shipshewana, south of US 20 on County Road 75 North, and in the Davis Mercantile on Main Street in downtown Shipshewana. Our halftime sponsor is Lehman Insurance and Financial Group. Their passion is protecting yours, located on Lehman Drive in Topeka. This evening's game is also brought to you by Dale's Dependable Handyman Service. Call Dale at 260-463-3970. By Yoder Crossroads, located at the southwest corner of State Road 5 and US 20, south of Shipshewana. Also by Tiffany's Restaurant on East Lake Street in Topeka. Stutzman Power Equipment on US 20 West in Shipshewana. By Height Auto Body, US 20 West in LaGrange. By Freedom Finish Works in Topeka. Also by Dry Forest Wood Products on County Road 675 in Shipshewana. By LaGwana, your local creative services provider. By Animal Care Clinic of Topeka, located right across from the Topeka Sale Barn on East Lake Street in Topeka. Also avail portable toilet and sink rentals, daily, weekly, or monthly rentals. By Dutch Blessing Floral and Gifts, located on Taylor Drive in Shipshewana, and by Jerry Standard Service in Middlebury. Tonight's game is a presentation of LaGwana Media and the IHSAA Champions Network. And right after this short commercial break, we'll be back with an interview with the commissioner of the Indiana High School Athletic Association.
Weaver Furniture Sales in Shipshewana and Weaver Furniture Sales in Shipshewana invites you to visit their expanded showroom, filled with a complete line of solid hardwood, custom-made furniture for your entire home. You'll also find a wide selection of recliners, couches, chairs, and many more home furnishings to suit anyone's taste. Weaver Furniture, located just south of US Highway 20 on County Road 75 North. Weaver Furniture Sales in Shipshewana, family-owned and operated since 1989.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports. Here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Bob Lovell. This is our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. We call it the Commissioner's Corner. And Commissioner, as we sit here, beautiful sunny day in Indiana, a little brisk, but still great to be a Hoosier. We're about 7 weeks away from playing Winter Sports Championships. We've got wrestling on the 29th of January, swimming on the 3rd of February, girls basketball on the 1st of February. It's when those tournaments begin. Having said that, I can't believe what I just said.
Isn't that amazing? We just wrapped up a great fall season here. Had a little turkey, played a little football, and then we turned right around and teams they've been going at it for several weeks now. Now they're looking at they're starting the tune-up time. They're starting to make sure that they get things right with their team and getting in that tip-top shape, and they're ready to get into this tournament season in 7 short weeks for some folks.
I can tell you, last weekend on Indiana Sports Stuff, if everyone understands, I feel like I have the single best job in sports. I have the opportunity to talk about high school and college sports. But, Paul, most of the people I talk to, especially on the media side, all commented after games last weekend about the crowds and the size of the crowds. And I think we talked about Thanksgiving and being grateful for for things. And I truly think people, kids, moms, dads, fans, grandmothers, everybody's thankful to be able to go watch games right now.
They are, and it's, again, man, people have, and we've talked about this a lot, but I think it's always something that we have to celebrate. Is people miss high school sports and being able to get back out. I was with some officials this last weekend in Northeast Indiana, talking to them about just their experiences this year, and they were just excited about being in the gym. They love the atmosphere, the noise of the game, and a couple of them remarked that coach that was barking at them on the sideline wasn't quite as loud this year. That noise was drowned out a little bit.
Well, it's just, I think it's amazing the resiliency that the kids have. They played hard all year long, crowd, no crowd. They're gonna hoop. They're just gonna do what they do, which is great. It's great to be a kid, but you and I've talked about this before. We're fortunate. Most of the games we have scheduled have been played, and we have some occasional situations with COVID, but for the most part, games that are scheduled end up getting played.
They do, and that's just a tribute back to our schools. They do a phenomenal job of educating their kids, educating their communities, and people know what they need to do to be safe, and that's what folks are doing, and they just continue to play. And it's just such a great thing, because every time a student athlete steps on a floor, steps in a practice gym, or swims in a pool, they're with great mentors. People are teaching them about life, in addition to learning how to swim or wrestle, and it's a growth period for all of us. We had it when we were in high school, and these kids need to experience that same time in life to develop them into great community contributors in the future.
He's Paul Neidig. He's the commissioner of the IHSAA. And Paul, as I mentioned, 7 weeks away from tournaments. You and the staff are already feverishly starting to make plans and get venues ready and start to work on things. Before we know it, we'll have the pairing shows for those sports. And the other thing, we always remind people, get out. People's $5 admission tickets to games are what helps fund these endeavors for high school kids all around our state.
That's exactly right. That ticket money counts. Most of our schools, when it comes to uniforms and travel and equipment for the game, those are all covered by the gate receipt. They're not receiving tax dollars to cover those incidentals that are around the participation. And schools went through a period of time that financially it was tough for them last year, and they appreciate every time somebody comes in and pays their $5 to watch a game. It goes back to the kids directly and allows them to play.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
Visit the new Yoder Crossroads Complex in Shipshewana. Start your day off right with locally roasted coffee at Five Lakes Coffee. Speedy drive-through, or enjoy the aroma and coffee inside. Breakfast and lunch at the Corn Crib Cafe, offering daily lunch specials and featuring Yoder popcorn. Quality popcorn since 1936. Homemade caramel corn and free samples while you browse our gourmet shops. That's Yoder Crossroads, 5 and 20, Shipshewana, Indiana.
Remodeling in the near future? Dale Fry at Dale's Dependable Handyman Service is the right man for the job. Get a new look for your bathroom, kitchen, garage, attic, or anywhere else in your house. Dale is fully trained, licensed, and insured. No subcontractors, just Dale and his son, Owen, will do the job. Call 260-463-3970 or visit dalesdependablehandyman.com.
Want me to bring it back? Welcome back to Westview High School as we are getting ready to see Westview lace them up against Hamilton tonight. We got about 7.5 minutes until we start the game. And I talked to Coach before a little bit ago about some different things. And one thing we talked about was the Northwood game and some of the things they learned from that game. Now, we ended up losing by, 15, I think it was?
15 points.
Yeah, 73-58, which still to date is the lowest margin that they've won by this year. So I guess there was a little moral victory right there. But, he said some of the things that you get away with in 80% of the games that you play, you don't get away with playing a team like that. For example, getting through screens to get out to the shooter. They jumped on us right away. What was it? I forget his name, number 3.
Chaz Yoder.
Yoder, yeah, had 3 threes there right in the first part of the first quarter. And, you know, you can practice that day after day, and then you go out and you play against Bethany and you play against Cherubusco, and that works. And against Northwood, that doesn't work. And Northwood, you know, typically a high school team's going to make, a good shooting team's going to make maybe 50% of their threes, but I think he said going into the fourth quarter the other night, they were 12 for 17 from 3.
Yeah,
so
it's just unbelievable. They were, didn't seem like they were missing very many.
No, and so when you're shooting 75% from 3, you know, we were shooting well and playing well, but you just can't hardly keep up with that pace. And so they've really worked on getting through screens, having quicker rotations, the double screens, fight through.
Oh, yeah, I think
they
kept getting rid of us because they had a double screen. You fight through one, and then, oh, crap, there's another one.
And so what you got to do on that, if you can't get through, you have to switch and communicate out for another guy to take that shooter. But, you know, it's just something we have to work on. And then on the offensive end, we were getting knocked off our plays. You know, we try to run a play, they'd knock us off line. So just being stronger in our cuts, stronger in our, you know, where we want to go, make sure we get there. Being strong with the ball, I can probably think of 5 or 6 plays, especially in that early third quarter, where we tried to enter the ball in the high post or low post or wherever, and they were just stronger.
Yeah.
Come meet the ball, play stronger, and it's easy to say it. You know, when they outweigh you by 30 pounds, it's not as easy to do it.
And they're a head taller.
And a head taller, absolutely. So, and another thing Coach is looking to do, you know, tonight we play an opponent that's not at the level of Northwood. And so what do you focus on? Well, besides the things we talked about, he wants to develop some depth. You know, he said right now we got a 6-man rotation, and they'd like that to be a little deeper. And so he doesn't necessarily need 10, but he'd like to have it deeper than 6, because you're going to have those games where you have some guy, you know, has an off night or is in foul trouble or something, and you need some more people. And so he's really looking for kind of the second unit to develop and earn their minutes. He said you're not giving anything, earn it. They weren't real happy in the Bethany and Cherubusco games with how the second unit performed at times, and so they're going to be anticipating using them tonight and you know, improving.
Yeah, so I mean, they certainly. I mean, even the 2 guys that play on the junior varsity, they had a chance to sit on the bench quite a bit tonight. The junior varsity contest not very close. We moved into the mercy rule early in the third quarter when Westview went up by 35. So Brady Lehman and Jethro Hostetler, which are both listed on the varsity as well, haven't really got much playing time, but at the varsity level. But you know, tonight they could. They played in maybe 2 or 3 quarters each, so they'd still have either 3 or 2, whichever left. And of course, Luke Helmuth and who am I missing? I'm totally blanking out.
I'm blanking out too.
Hunter Porter would be the other 2 players that would be on the roster. No, there should be 3. No, he plays 6. So Hunter Porter, Luke Helmuth, and
Brady
Lehman and Jethro Hostetler would be the 4 that don't play a whole lot. And so that'll be nice for them if they do get a chance to play tonight and try to earn some playing time and maybe some closer games. That would be good.
Well, and with the new mercy rule, it's a little bit harder to get them in. And, you know, I was back there getting that interview, and I didn't even think about the fact that the next thing you know, the buzzer goes, and it's like, oh, wait, the game's over already? Because of the running clock, it just goes so much quicker. So, they're going to have an opportunity tonight just based on comparative scores and, you know, where Hamilton is as a program, that this is not one of our stronger opponents, but it's also a team that you can come out and you need to be sharp against, and you don't want to be sloppy and you know, start bad habits.
Yeah, so we got to see, I think they have 15 guys listed in their high school program, and they had 11 of those on the JV roster, and then 2 more that were listed as varsity only actually got JV action. So I think there's only 2 players that didn't play in the JV.
That are just straight varsity.
Yeah, only 2.
Okay.
And so, and we ended up beating them. What was the final score?
I thought it was like 53-10.
53-10, I think. Yeah, 53-10. So,
Okay.
so it's could be interesting to see what happens here tonight.
Well, and you see he's dressed a couple of extra players on varsity. Max Angle's down there. He's dressed.
Oh, I see that. I hadn't even noticed that.
Is there another one down there? I'm not sure if there's another one or not.
4, 6, 8, 10. Well, there's 12, so there must. Oh.
No, not Jethro. Oh, Owen. Number 25.
Owen Brill?
Yeah, Owen Brill. So.
Still haven't found. Oh, there he is. Yeah, so Owen Brill and Max Engel get to dress tonight. So.
Yeah, so Hamilton has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like they got 6 players.
They had.
Well, those are the ones that already played.
Yeah, they had a whole bunch of them out there warming up. So.
Only 1 or 2 of them.
Looks like some of them are just not going to go back out on the floor right now.
They're warming up after playing.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Some of these guys played almost a full game. So.
And it makes me wonder, well, they'd have to keep track of minutes if they're going to play in both ways.
Well, it's
quarters.
Yeah, it's quarters. Yeah,
And,
that's what I'm saying. Well, that's what I'm saying. There's only 2
you
guys
get
that
5
haven't played tonight yet. So,
Yeah.
but I think Hurrah and Holiday and Cool. I think maybe those 3 only played in the first quarter or so, so they might be available for the entire contest.
Yeah,
we'll have the national anthem by Kaylin Gates. Nice rendition of the national anthem there by Westview student Kaylin Gates.
Yes, it was. That's one of those songs where you start singing in front of a crowd, you can lose your train of thought, and the next thing you know, you don't know the words. So, did a perfect job there. So, hopefully the starters we see out there for Hamilton stay out there a lot, because some of their guys that aren't starting, the names are, most of the alphabet is in the last name.
Well, they said that the one kid that's got the really long name, they said they just call him Benny, so that's what we called him in the JV contest.
Benny? Okay, we'll do that. So starting for Hamilton, number 10, Harry Richter. Number 11, Jagger Hurrah. Number 21, Ryan Cool. 23, Dawson Miller. And 34, Dylan McLeemans. For Westview, the starters tonight will, I think, be the same as what we saw against Northwood. First off is number 11, Brady Yoder, a 5'10 junior. And then we got Mason Yoder, a senior, 6'2 senior, our leading scorer, averaging just under 25 points a game. One guard is number 15, Wiley Minix. He's a 6-foot sophomore. And at forward, 6'2 junior, Braden Esch. Had a nice shooting game the other night against Northwood. And the man in the middle, number 55, 6'4 senior, Bucky Lehman. So the crowd here tonight is smaller but enthusiastic, and the band's playing well, and Dan is whistling, and all is right in Warriorland. So we got a cheering block on both sides, the high school one on this side and the junior high and younger on the other side. So that's good to see on a Tuesday night in the middle of winter. Or actually, it's not winter yet, but at the end of fall, as it's dark all the time, and good to be inside, good to watch some Hoosier basketball. So Mason's jumping center. for Westview. Neither guy knew it was going. The ref kind of threw it up there and got knocked off, and Hamilton takes over. Hamilton's going to try to get it in the middle of the floor and get some shots off that. First shot is way over the rim, and Minix tracks it down for Westview. So Wiley Minix was the first stat of the game for Westview. Hamilton comes out in kind of a 2-3 zone. Lob inside to Mason, who lays it up and in.
I think he was trying to figure out how to get in there, and he turned. Oh, there's nobody there.
Yeah, normally your post feeds against a zone are not that easy. Hamilton tries to go in back door. Nice cut there, but they couldn't complete the pass. And let's see, I think Bucky got that steal.
Yeah, Bucky ended up with it.
Braden with the nice lob into Brady. Back out to Braden, who nails the three. So was he perfect against Northwood, 2 for 2 or 3 for 3?
He had 3, yeah.
And so hits his first one here.
That's his 9th 3 of the year. Or no, it's his 10th. He's had, no, I think it is 9.
Number 34 with the shot, Dylan McLeeman. He short on the shot, and the rebounder landed on the out-of-bounds line. So we'll turn back over to Westview. Brady inbounds it to Mason. Hamilton is going to pick up about 3/4 court, and then they drop off, just going to man-to-man and try to pressure the ball a little bit. That's a good way to give Mason a running start to the basket, is pressuring full court. Tipped there and recovered in the backcourt.
So I think I saw something tonight I have never seen before, in that 3 of the starters for Hamilton that started in the junior varsity contest also started in the varsity contest.
Well, it could be the coach trying to get him some experience there. Up and in is number 21, I believe that was. Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Nice little up and under move by Cool. One thing you can do on defense against a team that doesn't have a lot of skill is let down a little bit. And that's one thing I'm sure the coach is going to be looking at to make sure they don't do that. Feed underside to Mason, and he hits it. What I like to see early on is we're looking to go inside. I mean, they're kind of giving us whatever we want, outside or inside, but we're taking the easy ones. One score of note for Hamilton. They played Central Noble earlier in the year, and Cool turns and spins and throws it up there. Almost went in, but Central Noble beat Hamilton 76-10, so you'll be able to kind of compare the scores. The give and go to Mason that time, and up, and he's got another one. So Mason's making a living on the left side of the basket tonight, kind of like another Yoder did not too many years ago.
Yeah, and it looks to me like he's going to have that all night if he wants it. He can elevate over these guys.
Definitely more athletic and skilled than the folks guarding him tonight. So it's 9-2 Westview. The travel and a attempt at the basket, and whatever we want outside.
Yeah, Dawson Miller threw it up there, and
Dawson Miller sounds like a name that could have played here.
Yeah.
Brady's going to bring it up. Bucky getting a little help on the screen. Brady goes coast to coast and lays it up and in. And Hamilton takes a timeout. 11-2 Westview. 5 minutes to go in the first half. Let's see, 30-second timeout.
Remodeling in the near future? Dale Fry at Dale's Dependable Handyman Service is the right man for the job. Get a new look for your bathroom, kitchen, garage, attic, or anywhere else in your house. Dale is fully trained, licensed, and insured. No subcontractors, just Dale and his son, Owen, will do the job. Call 260-463-3970 or visit dalesdependablehandyman.com.
Back at Westview, 11-2, 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. I think Hamilton probably called that timeout. Their coach, you know, one thing I saw with the JV team, and even I was kind of sitting beside the varsity players, they were really cheering each other on. They had a lot of enthusiasm despite the score. They were playing hard. They were competing, contesting, and I think they're at the end of those last couple of drives maybe. They weren't contesting much and just giving a straight line drive. So trying to drill that back into them.
They're going to call Dylan McLeemans for a moving screen. He came up and was still moving when Brady ran into him. So turnover.
Mason dribbles up top, back over to Brady. Looked inside for Bucky, couldn't find him. Mason the three, no good. Bucky hustles down the rebound, back out to Mason, and we'll reset. and Brady threw it to an imaginary player over here along the sideline. So jumping to pass is always kind of a risky maneuver, and I got caught in midair that time. But
you only have a limited amount of time to release it.
That's
at that
right.
point.
And I think when he went up, somebody was in the place where he wanted to throw it, but they weren't looking, and they ran away from it. Shot up, no good by Dawson Miller, and out of bounds on Hamilton.
Actually,
oh, no, they called a foul.
Going to call a foul on McLeemans. He picks up his second. Wade Springer checks in for Wiley Minix for Westview.
I was wondering how Hamilton would, they played an Ohio team last night.
Yeah, they scored 64 points against
Exactly,
them.
so I didn't know how that would go. I
think Bucky was just trying to prepare himself for the hit, but he was moving a little bit, so they called him for a moving screen.
Yeah, it looks like every now and then you get a refereeing crew that kind of hones in on one particular sin out there. And then they just called another one.
They just called the same guy. McLeemans just picked up his third foul.
Well, they're being consistent.
Luke Helmuth coming in for Braden Aish. So early on, we were seeing what Coach had talked about, going deeper into the rotation instead of just playing 6 guys.
Yeah, normally Springer usually. Oh, he just came out. Springer is in. Okay, I'm a little slow on the draw here tonight too. Mason with a nice drive to his left, up just off the rim, no good. And I think they're thinking of Bucky maybe for jumping in over the top of everybody there.
It's good to see him going after it aggressively, but he came flying from the outside.
Yeah, I think that's what the coaches would like to see him assert himself a little more. He's got the body that you need for holding in the middle.
Hunter Porter comes in for Bucky. So another body that don't normally see at the top of the rotation. Good to see. Ellert came in for Hamilton, as well as Schick came in a little bit ago.
Cool drive down the lane, and I don't know what kind of move that. That was a lot of steps there, but they didn't call anything.
He ended up losing the ball off of Hunter Porter's face, I think, and so they get the ball back.
Hunter with a nice defense on that inbounds play and forces a jump ball, and Westview is going to get that. So 11-2, 3:35 left. Hamilton, this was the score a minute and a half ago too. So it's been a little while since we've scored. Hamilton seems like they're competing a little bit better right now than they were before that timeout. Luke with a long three, no good. Mason jumps over the top of Cool and tips the rebound out to himself. Over to Springer and on the wing there to Porter, into Brady for a 10-footer. Got it. And breaks our minute and 45 drought there, 13-2. Herall with the ball, throws it over to, is that Cool? He goes in, and he's going to get a chance at a three-point play.
Foul's going to be called on Springer, yeah.
Some of the movements you see out there from Hamilton, as far as the way they drive, they're unorthodox, and so sometimes it's hard to play defense against that.
Yeah, how do you stop that? You don't expect him to be doing that dance move there.
I will say Hamilton so far, and I don't know if you're tracking turnovers, but last night in their game they had 39.
I only showed 2 so far.
Yeah, they're handling the ball.
Cool hit that free throw. So 5 points now.
Back out to Brady for 3. In and out. Mason with the rebound. Up, and he got it. So if Mason just stays around the basket tonight, he's going to have a big game. He's already up to, 8 points?
Yeah, 8 points on 4 of 6 shooting.
Brady's doing a good job of staying in front of Cool, and Cool steps on the end line.
Yeah, they just talked
Cool's
about
a pretty determined
defender
with the ball in his hand.
Oh, yeah.
So Brady did a nice job of bodying him up and being physical and staying in front of him that time.
Well, he completely cut him off on the baseline. He had nowhere to go. So
yeah, I've noticed even in the JV game, Hamilton really tries to drive it baseline, and if you play our defense, that's exactly what we want you to do. So they might want to change their strategy a little bit. Luke in the corner, fakes a shot, back out to Mason. Good movement out there by Westview. Good ball movement and spacing. Hamilton in a man-to-man defense. Brady takes another three in the corner to Hunter, to Mason. 2 minutes to go in the quarter, 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Brady for three, got it. That's his first three of the night and gives him 7 points now. 18-5 Westview. Miller with the ball inside to 41 Eilert. Missed, and Brady brings the ball up in the corner to Springer, fakes the shot, and will bring him back out and reset. And
Dawson Miller.
got another turnover.
Or is that Cool?
Cool stole that ball. Yeah, that was a good anticipation. Mason was cutting to the block that time, but he wasn't quite there. And Brady anticipated it, but.
So Springer picks up his second. So 4 on Westview now. 4 fouls, 2 on Bucky, 2 on Wade.
Well, looks like we'll get the rotation deepened. Luke with the rebound off that air ball. He brings it up court. Throws it to Mason. I think we may run a set play here to kind of reorganize us a little bit. Inside to Brady. Back out to Brady, inside to Mason, who goes up. He got hammered on that shot. I'm not sure what the foul was there, but
still powered it in.
I think he got whacked in the face and the arm on that shot. But 20-5 now with a minute to go in the first quarter. Cool drives the ball to the right again. He kind of seems to be the hub of their offense. And that's why we have Brady on him to stay in front. Pass is tipped. And Hunter comes out of there with it, gets fouled.
I think they're going to call that on Dawson. Yeah, called on Dawson Miller, his first 4 on the Marines now.
Here's a game for a guy like Hunter Porter, who's really hung in there in the program, improved every year. He's really gotten tall. Time for him to get up there and in there and show what he can do in a game like this, Rebound, defend.
You're going to hold up for a last shot here.
Yeah, the purpose here is let's work on end of quarter situations when it would matter. With a 15-point lead, it's maybe not as crucial, but we're getting a little bit close to the half-court line on that handoff. Mason in the corner to Brady for 3. You got it. And that's that isolation they like to run with. You help to stop Mason, he's going to kick it. And if you don't, he's going to lay it in. So Westview leads 23-5. End of the first quarter. We'll be back after this.
Does your paint job need a refresh? Got too many dings and scratches? Let Hyde Auto Body take care of it for you. No matter the type of vehicle, motorcycle, trailer, or truck cab, Hyde Auto Body's experienced paint specialists will attend to every detail, so you don't have to. We aim to be #1 in customer service, and your satisfaction is always guaranteed. We're located west of State Road 9 on US 20. Hyde Auto Body, a trusted name in the community for over 20 years.
High school football fans, welcome back to Friday nights, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school football.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Friday night. This is Indiana high school football. This is your IHSAA.
Back at Westview High School, where it is 23-5 after one quarter.
Can this be right, Jamie? I don't show them with any rebounds. Does that seem right to you?
Well, it doesn't seem right. We missed a few shots, but maybe it got knocked out of bounds. We did have a few turnovers.
Yeah, I show us with the 3 turnovers, but
I can't say I remember one that they had.
I don't either, but when I was looking at my stats, I show us with 10 and them with none. I thought, well,
that's dominance on the boards.
Another
so Cool ended up with a jump ball that time, so Westview's going to inbound. We got Hunter Porter, Brady Yoder, Luke Helmuth, Mason Yoder, and Braden Ish out there for Westview. Hamilton in I think a 2-3 zone, some kind of zone out there. Mason with a shot fake that makes him wide open, and he rattles one home.
He's trying to pass it, couldn't find anybody open, so he said, well, okay, well, I guess I'll shoot it.
I don't think.
They're going to call 41 for another offensive foul.
I think other than when he got hacked on that shot he made, I don't think Mason's had shots this open all year.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just like shooting in your backyard out there right now.
It might almost be a little disconcerting.
It is.
It's like, oh, I better not miss this because there's nobody guarding me. I'll look really stupid.
Hamilton is going to stick to their zone, which I figured they would probably go to, but this will give us a good chance to work on our zone offense for that game when you'll need it. Brady up top for 3, misses. Braden with the rebound, dishes it off to Luke. Strong with the ball, nice cut by Brady, missed it, and Mason, we'll call that a dunk.
Yeah.
Dunks back in the rebound, and it is 27-5. Mason now with 14 points. So good cutting that time by Westview. Got a good shot out of it. There's something right there. You'd like to see Braden get over the top of that screen a little better. And Hamilton throws it out of bounds. So that's some of the things they'll look to work on. They can look on tape and see how they did that. When someone comes up and screens you, you want to prepare yourself so you can sneak over the top of that instead of get caught behind it. Especially matters in like the other night playing Northwood with all those shooters they had. So
Wiley Minix checked back in for Westview. Came in for Hunter Porter.
We're going to run a set play here for against his zone. Mason got either hit on the arm or they tipped the ball, one of the two. And Cool comes over the top of him and fouls him. That's only his first foul.
It is, and only 6 on the team, so not quite in a shooting situation yet. I'm guessing Mason's going to slip inside. No, maybe not.
Mason curls around the top, up to Braden at the top for 3. Off the side. Luke hustles it down. Nice hustle play by Luke that time. And that's a good way to get in the rotations, make hustle plays like that. Coaches like to see that. Brady with the fake. Over to Mason with a hard drive and got fouled, and they called it this time. So he'll go to the line for 2. Looks like he had intentions on a dunk that time, but kind of got cut off a little bit.
Foul's going to be called on Richter. They started a couple freshmen tonight.
Mason hits the first one, makes it 28-5. That's 15 points now for Mason. What's his average at right now? Do you know?
Yes, his average is 24 exactly.
24. Well, I would say he'll probably have that by halftime at this rate. Makes the second one, 29-5 Westview. And Cool with the ball up top, guarded by Brady. Drives, got a shot out of it, not a very good one. Mason kind of got doubled there, and that is going to put them in the bonus. Well, they were in the bonus. This will be a 1-and-1.
Yeah, so Wade Springer checks back in. And who came out? Minix came back out? No, he's still out there. I'm not sure who just came out. Oh, Luke. He's still standing there talking to the coach. I thought he was still in.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, I looked on the bench, didn't see him.
Oh, Mason hits another free throw there.
No, I like Luke. He's going to be a good player. I remember him when he was about 3 here playing, and he was always shooting on the court. So he's did a nice job out there. Didn't score, but had some nice rebounds and assists. Mason hit both free throws, 31-5 Westview, 5:45 to go in the second quarter. Cool with the ball up top. Little jump screen or double team that time.
Oh, he tried to lob it to Braden Ish.
Minix tried to lob it, and it got tipped, but we did get it back. Springer with the ball over to Brady. Brady to Minix, over to Mason, up to Yoder.
Yeah, Freshman hammered from behind again as they're trying to hit Mason inside, but guess maybe they figured that was going to be an automatic bucket for him if they don't, so Cool gets called for that. So their only scorer so far is Ryan Cool, a junior, and he's got 2 fouls now.
And the Hamilton player that time rode Mason back about 10 feet on that block out. Harry Richter, freshman. You got to like the enthusiasm, but that's kind of something that it's one of those unwritten rules. You know, when you're there defenseless as a free throw shooter. Mason makes both of them, 33-5. Double team up top, and Cool kicks it out of bounds. I imagine this is probably something coach is just working on for future games, is that half-court trap. Over to Braden now. I'd like to see Braden get aggressive and go to the basket here a few times. Mason drives hard, draw 2, kick it out. That's what you want to do against a zone. Nice backdoor play inside to Mason, up and in. Mason now with.
What an unselfish play by Brady there.
Mason now with 22 points. I said he'd be at 24 by halftime. He's almost there now. So 35-5, and we have another 30-second timeout. So we'll just keep it here for this one, because we're already halfway through it.
So I show them with Hamilton only taking 1 shot this quarter. I mean, we just haven't given them anything.
I think our defense ratcheted up just a little bit this quarter, you know. They made a few shots first quarter and got a few more off near the basket, and we've paid attention to detail a little bit more.
So one of the things that has happened a couple games this year already is that mercy rule kicks into effect once you get up by 35 points. However, that is only in the second half. So right now, Westview up by 30 already, but even if we get up by 35 in the first half, it will not be running clock.
Mason gets a steal and pulls it back out. Braden with a nice curl. Over to Brady for 2, no good. Springer with the rebound, but he was stepping on the end line. So good shot that time. Just didn't go down. 35-5, 30-point lead for Westview as Hamilton brings the ball up the court. Jagger Hurrah with the ball over to number 1, Kenny Sheik. He was a junior. I think I remember him from last year.
Yeah, he's really small.
Cool with the ball inside now. Turns, forces it up. Missed it, fought for the rebound, and he ended up knocking it out. So Cool's a battler in there.
Yes, he is.
I like his energy. Mason brings the ball up now, 35-5. So, Dan, if you're the coach, what do you run here?
I don't know. I mean, do you have anything you need to work on? Well,
Brady turns down a layup, throws it out to Braden, to Mason, who drives in, and now he's got his average. Hits his floating 8-footer. That's really been his calling card since he came on the varsity, is that mid-range pull-up, which is actually kind of rare in today's game. So I like to see that. He's really perfected that. Cool drives in again, throws it up, no good. Braden with the ball, outlet to Mason. Mason with the nice Euro step around Sheik and lays it in. Mason's just out there playing by himself, I think. It looks like it. So Mason now with 26 of our 39.
Mason stealing it with his legs. He caught the ball between his legs and was just hanging on to it.
It's like he was so embarrassed or stunned by it, didn't even bother taking his hands down to grab it.
So
first steal in Westview history with your knees.
Bucky back in.
So in the corner to Springer and to Mason. Mason with 28 now. And let's see, what's the school record for?
In a half? I don't know. The school record's 52, 53. What did Charlie get there? It used to be 51.
Yeah, it's just over.
He just got 52 maybe?
They just call, who'd they call? They called that on Hamilton again.
No, I think they called it on Mason.
Oh, okay. I saw a 2 and a 1. Must have been a 3 and a 1. Cool inbounds the ball, or tries to. Well, they escaped, and that is an awkward-looking step, and then he throws it out.
That was a rocket pass going down there to
That's one you
Richter.
throw if you're trying to get it past the defensive back. 41-5 now. 2:41 left in the first quarter, or first half rather, second quarter.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Run a set play here and work on something maybe we haven't worked on for a while. Up top to Brady for three. No good. Mason skied for the rebound but didn't get it, and Hamilton's going to bring it up. Dawson Miller drives it, gets cut off, throws it back out. Hurrah with the ball over in the corner and throws it over to one of the spectators.
That's Dick Kosettler.
He's wearing kind of a blue top.
He's a Westview fan. He's a definite Westview fan.
Right.
Comes
Mason with up top over to Brady. To Springer. To Brady. Minix hasn't got a shot off yet tonight, has he?
I don't think so.
Mason with another baseline jumper. Mason just knows how to get open shots, how to use his body, how to position himself. 30 now for Mason. That's
20 this quarter. He's scored all 20 of our points this quarter. Nobody else has scored this quarter.
11 drives down the lane, and hurrah for hurrah. Got a layup, and that's Hamilton's first points this quarter. 43-7 now. Brady's so open he doesn't know whether he ought to shoot it or not. Mason won't worry about it, and he does. Brady, nice rebound underneath to Minix. Misses, got his own rebound, put it up and in. 45-7 now. Well, I think at this pace, the second half's going to go by in about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
If they're going to have a running clock. Cool kicks it off his foot, tracks it down in the quarter there. Runs over somebody in there.
Ran over Springer.
Springer hits the ground a lot. He's always sacrificing his body. Nice lob inside that time to Bucky, who put it up and in. That's his second. Oh, no, that's his first basket.
Yeah,
I thought he had one
good to
earlier.
see some other guys scoring.
Well, one thing we could do is our post feeds and catches are a little shaky this half, I think. We need to do a little better job of holding the defense off and making that a clean catch. Mason comes out with 30. I'd be surprised if you see him in the second half.
Yeah, his personal best is 31. He's got 30 in the first half.
Is he sweating even? Yeah. Well, it looks like he's sweating a little bit.
Yeah, Brady comes out as well.
So we're down to at least a 9-man rotation this game. Nice up and under that time by Cool, but shot doesn't go down, and Springer's going to bring it up, probably go for one shot here. Yeah, calling something out. Try a play here without our two top guns in there. And Springer with a nice drive. Caught the ball back, out to Minix at the buzzer.
That works.
Gives us 50 at the half. Well, he is just so consistent from that distance. And that's a good way to end the half. Westview 50, Hamilton 7. And we will be back for halftime right after this.
Now's the time to get a great deal on taking care of your property. You need the #1 rated reliability of Kubota compact tractors so you can do it all and do it right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 84 months and save up to $1,400.
Tiffany's Restaurant on East Lake Street, Topeka. Mouth-watering home-cooked goodness, all in a friendly down-home atmosphere among friends and neighbors. Different daily specials, all-you-can-eat fish twice a week, scrumptious buffets featuring our fried chicken, and then finish it off with a slice of fresh-baked pie. Eat in our large dining room or carry out at 260-593-2988, and now offering delivery within 10 miles of Topeka.
Dry Forest Wood Products in Shipshewana offers high-quality lumber drying with their vacuum kiln drying process. At Dry Forest, we believe in valuing the life of a tree by respecting its integrity and enjoying its natural beauty. Dry Forest Wood Products with over 40 years of lumber drying experience. located at 4325 North, 675 West in Shipshewana. Call 260-768-7714.
Freedom Finish Works in Topeka specializes in both steel and aluminum. Their 40,000 square foot custom powder coat facility has the flexibility to run everything from one-piece custom orders to full production quantities. They also have the unique capabilities of powder coat, blast coat, as well as other highly durable coatings. They are your local source for powder coating. Freedom Finish Works in Topeka. Call 260-593-0204.
Tonight's halftime show brought to you by Lehman Insurance and Financial Group. Their passion is protecting yours. This is Dan Byler taking a look at the halftime stats here of the NECC contest, Westview's second of the season, with a commanding lead, 50-7 right now over the Hamilton Marines. The Hamilton Marines being led by junior Ryan Kuhl, has 5 points. The other 2 points coming from freshman Jagger Hurrah. And that pretty much rounds out everything for them. They've only taken 15 shots. They've made 3. And they've tried 1 3-pointer, and that was at the end of the first quarter, I think. So not a lot of stats there. They are 1 for 1 from the free throw line, and that was Ryan Kuhl in the first quarter. He had made a bucket and got fouled on the shot, and so he made his free throw. 2 rebounds, 2 defensive rebounds is all that I have on the stats for the Marines, and I have them down for 11 turnovers. 8 fouls whistled on the Marines in the first half. Westview being led right now by 30 points from Mason Yoder. 6'2" senior has had 20 points there in the second quarter. He scored our first 20 points of the second quarter, and he had 10 in the first quarter. In that second quarter, he had made 2, 4, 6, 7 consecutive 2-point shots. He was 6 for 6 from the free throw line, and then he finally missed 1 towards the end of the quarter. He was taken out with a little less than a minute to go, I think, there in the half. But 30 points for him. So his personal best is 31. Not sure if we'll see him back or not. 10 points for Brady Yoder, all in the first quarter. He hit 2 threes and 2 twos. 5 points for Wiley Minix, all late in the second quarter. Braden Nasha hit a 3 as the second shot of the game that we took, and he hit a 3. He tried another 3 later, so he's 1 of 2 for the night. And the other 2 points for Westview coming from Brandon Lehman. He hit a bucket there in the second quarter. Westview right now, I'm showing them with 17-2 rebounding advantage. Mason Yoder with 3 offensive boards, 1 defensive, and Wiley Minix with 3 rebounds, 2 defensive, 1 offensive. Of course, that offensive one was one he missed, and he put right back up and got points for. So pretty much all Westview. And so with a 43-point lead, it will mean that basically as soon as the ball gets passed in to start the third quarter, that clock will not stop, except for if there is a timeout called. They will stop it for the time between the third and the fourth quarter, and they will stop it for any injury timeouts and for shooting free throws, and that's it.
Oh, they do stop it for shooting free throws.
For shooting free throws, they do. And
okay.
I'm not exactly sure. I think as soon as the clock keeper is aware that it will be a shooting free throw, at that point they need to be shutting it off.
Okay.
And we'd seen that at Bethany where they kept it running for a little bit, and they're like, oh no, they're shooting, and then they'd stop it. So it had run another second or 2 off the clock before they actually got it stopped.
Yeah, so just like a dead ball, it won't stop. A common foul, it won't stop.
Right.
It's just on free throw. So, that's a real change this year, and nights like tonight, it might come in handy.
Yeah, it might. It's a school night. Let's go ahead and get home.
Exactly. Hamilton's got an hour drive home or something like it. I was counting their fans over here. I think there's 13 of them.
Yeah.
So.
And one of that's a family of 4 that I think, I'm trying to think which kid was up there with them. Might have been. I think it's one of the freshmen that might be a starter.
Yeah. Well, our schedule's a little bit strange this year. You know, the Central Noble game got moved to New Year's Eve because they played some team down Bar Eve.
Bar Eve, yeah.
And so they moved that. Angola just moved their game, so that won't be Friday. I think it was supposed to be Friday,
It was
right?
supposed to be Friday, and now it's going to be January 8th, so that'll be the Saturday right before the start of the NECC tournament.
Yeah, which is not too bad because we do have a bye in the NECC, so we won't be playing Tuesday. But still, if you go all the way to the championship, that could be 4 games in a week.
Yeah.
So Coach talked about wanting a deeper rotation.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. More than 6 guys would be good for that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how good you are, how deep, talented. You play 4 games in 7 days. Or I guess that would be 8 days technically.
Right, Saturday to Saturday.
You're just mentally, you may just not be quite as sharp. And so with a team that's younger and smaller in some positions, you know, that can have an effect. So, but that's what the schedule is. And some of these games early on, we get a little chance to break some guys in, I guess you would say, between Bethany, Cherubusco, and Hamilton.
Yeah,
and
it's
get them some minutes and some confidence. And
yeah, I don't know. I wasn't sure what to expect to start the season. I mean, we knew we had the 2 Yoders back, and wasn't quite sure what was going to be around them. And but boy, yeah, Minix and he was a surprise. I mean, he played last year on the JV, but I don't remember him being a sharpshooter like that. And I think he grew over the summer, and so he's been a very pleasant surprise. 3-point shooter, and then Springer coming in off the bench as a sophomore, playing with a lot of heart. And you said he's on the floor a lot, but that's because
takes
he's
a lot
hustling.
of charges. Yeah, he sacrifices his body. Yeah, Minix and Springer are going to be really good guards for the next couple of years, providing they keep working and develop and get stronger, which naturally they will. But they really smart players, good shooters, and just kind of the tradition of Westview continuing.
So the other thing, I talked a little bit at the start of the game about the fact that we've had 8 3-pointers each of the first 3 games. Even that game against Northwood, we hit 8 threes.
Yep. And
we're halfway there tonight. Of course, I don't know if we'll, if our starters aren't in there playing much, that might make a difference. We might not get our 8 tonight. I don't know.
Yeah,
or someone else might have a chance to hit some.
Brady's got a couple, Braden one, and then Minix hit that one at the end.
Right.
So, okay, yeah. They just.
So, yeah.
Well, it didn't seem like much, but, the team last year, I don't know what the record was exactly on threes, but we did not have the outside shooting that we have this
Well, the year before, we had Brady and
Charlie.
Egley to shoot those threes to help free up. I mean, their whole job always was to hit some threes early on so that they'd quit double teaming Charlie underneath.
Right.
And it's pretty much, I think that was the strategy last year. So anyway, we'll be ready to start the second half here. Looks like it'll be Hamilton ball. And we'll see what happens. It looks like we are going back. Oh, no, Mason's not in. Looks like Hunter Porter's in instead of Mason. Otherwise, it is the starting lineup.
So we're going big. They're 2 big guys. No, is Hunter Porter starting? No,
no, it's not. It's not Hunter. It's Wade. So it's still part of our 6-man rotation. Just Mason's out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say Mason's probably done for the night. In a game like this, you got your work in, played hard, got some points, and let's shut her down and get ready for Lakeland.
Say you got a couple points there.
Well, and these were sometimes in these games there's awkward landings, and you don't want Mason's he gets up high, so he lands awkward. And here we got a charge. Cool putting his elbow out and knocking, who was that he knocked down? Was that Braden he knocked down?
Braden Ash, yeah.
Okay.
So he picks up his third, and that's another offensive foul. I think that's the 3rd now called on the Marines.
Hamilton I'm guessing that's man-to-man. I can't tell.
Wade Springer just got blocked on the drive on the baseline. So.
Cool drives down, no good. Bodies go flying everywhere. Bucky with the rebound.
I didn't quite see what happened.
I think Cool grabbed him for an intentional foul. So we're going to get 2 shots and
that's
the ball.
His 4th. I think he was telling his coach he was grabbing me or something, so I think he lost his cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and he is their offense. So without him in there, that's could be tough for them to advance the ball very well.
Going ahead and have Schick. I think it's pronounced Schick. They had a pronunciation guide they sent along with the thing tonight.
Okay. Yeah, I'd been.
Looks like it could be Chic, but I'm pretty sure that in the thing there it said Schick. So.
Braden rattles the first one around against the backboard and back in. It's his 4th point. Second one up and good. Well, Braden was a prolific scorer at the JV level. And, you know, I think as we move into the season, I think you're going to see him score a little bit more.
He likes that outside shot, but I'd love to see him, have the inside and outside game. That would be very helpful.
The thing at the JV level, that works. At varsity level, if you only have that part of your game, other teams know that too, and they're going to stop it. Minix with another 3. That's 5 for us tonight. So Westview up now 55-7. Of course, we got a running clock, as Dan mentioned, except on a few key things. Got a steal there by Hamilton, who I think that was over and back. That's the second one they've had tonight, where they get the ball in the front court and then throw it before the guy gets established in the,
he catches it
side of the line.
He catches it in the front court, but he's never established inside.
Right.
He's got to get those feet down before he touches it.
Springer with it now. Underneath to Brady, who fakes over to Braden, up and in. Brady's been really unselfish tonight around the, he's always unselfish, but he's had a lot of good assists around the basket tonight. He's got to have 5 or 6 of those already.
Yeah, that's a stat I'm not keeping. So
Brady gets his hand on it. Another charge by Hamilton.
It's going to be called on Dawson Miller.
Well, you got to give Hamilton credit for aggression, or at least driving to the basket, but it's not working out too well for him. Now Brady comes out. It's probably the last we'll see of him.
Luke Helmuth in for him.
So we got one senior in there in Bucky. Over to Braden for 3. Good. That gives us, 6 tonight?
Second for Braden.
So based on scoring averages on the year, Braden's, I think, probably our leading scorer out there right now. So I'll put some onus on him to kind of take over out there. Over to Minix. Back to Springer. Work the ball around now. Good screen down low by Bucky.
He did a nice job corralling that ball that came at his shoelaces.
Yeah, it's hard for a big guy to grab. Hamilton is in kind of a roaming zone. I'm not sure exactly what you'd call their defense, but Bucky tries to go up through the mass of arms and it gets blocked, but we do get it back out to Springer. That would have been our 7th one.
Would have been our 7th, yeah.
And there's an example there. Braden had the ball. It got taken away by number 10. He's just got to be a little bit stronger with that and protect that. 60-7 now, 10-0 this quarter so far. Bucky comes out. Might see him again. Braden in the corner for 3. Hit another one.
So that's his 11th 3 in 4 games now.
So 13 on the night for Braden.
10 of those this quarter.
Hamilton with it at the high post, trying to make an entry pass, but our hands are just kind of everywhere. And Minix with the rebound. Pulls up, gets it over to Springer. Springer over to Porter. Inside to Braden, the corner to Porter. I thought he might shoot a 3. Luke for 3, in and out. Springer crashes, but couldn't get it. Hamilton brings it up the court. Westview doing a nice job of protecting the middle. Don't let them get anything easy. Hamilton's not skilled enough to make a great move to get in there, so don't give him anything straight line. Jump ball, that'll go back over to Westview, and into the game comes Brady Lehman.
Brady's coming in for Braden.
Well, and here's where the coach is really going to be looking. You know, we have our pretty much complete second unit out there other than Minix. And how are they going to play? Are they going to improve on what we've seen before? Ooh. Minix with a nice pass across the top of the basket to somebody.
Is that what you call it?
Well, when a guy hits so many as he does and then shoots it over that far, you got to think it's a pass. Hamilton puts it up and in for their 9th point. That was number 23, Dawson Miller. Springer with it out top now.
That kind of play is not going to impress the coach.
No. Well, and what he did there, that's your one-handed pass. You go to pass it one-handed, you can't bring it back if the defender jumps in. If you got 2 hands on it, you can stop. But that's something he's got to. All right. Fight inside, and Brady with a nice tough rebound. Way up to Luke. Over to Hunter. Hunter gets fouled. So he's going to go for 2 shots.
Foul is going to be called on Hurrah. 5 on the Marines now. Hunter Porter, I think he scored. I think he has 1 or 2 points to his. I have a stat sheet here somewhere if I can find it. Benny just came in for the Marines.
Number 40?
Yeah, Hunter Porter had 1 point against Busco, so he just doubled his career scoring. And Brill just checked in for Springer. Oh, Jethro's in there too.
Right.
Porter hit them both, didn't
So
he?
right now our most experienced varsity member out there is Hunter, I believe. Hunter Porter, good steal that time. Oh, nice pass ahead by Brady. Luke all the way, missed the layup. Brill goes for the rebound and went over the back. So good aggression that time. Good layup attempt by Luke. Just kind of had a tough angle there. It was almost too straight in. And that is, just didn't get quite the right spin on it.
That's the first foul called on Westview in the second half.
So 65-9. Not a score you see very often. So Brady up ahead, and he will lay it up and in. Nice assist by Luke that time. So pretty much we have the JV game going on all over again out there.
Yeah.
Other than Hunter Porter.
Well, and they have a guy or two that
didn't play in JV. Yeah.
Cool. Dawson Miller is one of them there that just took that shot.
Luke
so
with the
Luke's
rebound.
Looking. Benny's the only one in his way. Luke tries to go up and in. No good.
Brady with another rebound. You know, and I think that's an area where Brady can really carve out a role. If he can do some of that dirty work, he can hit outside shots. We've seen him hit them on the JV level. But for this team, anytime we can have somebody that's rugged and gets that dirty work and those offensive rebounds, that's a spot he has an opportunity to carve out a role.
So Hunter Porter came down. I don't think he needed to. He should have kept his hands straight up. He'd have got the block anyway, but bring your hands down like that, they're going to call you for a foul every time.
Yeah, Hamilton, their MO is to drive and just throw their body into a group of 2 or 3 and see if they get a call out of it, because they've hit double figures now, 69-10. As I mentioned earlier, Central Noble beat them 76-10, so we're kind of right in line with that. Second one's off, and Brady with another rebound. Throws it off the back of Jethro. Tracks it down, over to Brill. To Jethro, over to Luke, to Brady. Nice ball moving out there by the Warriors. Hamilton back in a man-to-man. Brill for 3, no good. Hunter tracks down the rebound. Brill just a freshman. And this is going to be a common foul, and that's the end of the third quarter. 69-10, Westview leads Hamilton, outscored them that quarter 19-3. Yep, 19-3. So we'll be back after this for the fourth quarter.
Have you ever wondered what the difference is between a Roth IRA and a traditional IRA? Have you ever wondered if you have enough life insurance? No matter where you are at in your retirement planning journey, nearing retirement, or just starting to think about it, we can help you. Our mission is to get to know your needs, your wants, and your long-term goals, and then implement strategies to help you get there. If you've ever wondered about any of these things, give us a call.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Back for the fourth quarter. Hamilton inbounds the ball, 69-10. Dawson Miller with the ball. Tries to throw it inside. Stolen by Jethro, who brings it up the court, throws it over to Luke. Max Engel in the ball game now for Westview. So he'd be the 12th guy to score tonight, or play. Hunter with the rebound up and in. Nice rebound by Hunter that time off of the missed three-pointer. I like out there that, we're seeing Westview still be aggressive. We got multiple shooters out there that are capable of hitting three-pointers, and they're still shooting them and being aggressive. 71-10 now. Block that time on Hunter Porter as Cool is back in the game.
I think he sort of turned sideways instead of taking that charge full on. Otherwise, he was there about half an hour before the guy got there, but he turned just as he got there.
Yeah, and at some point, Hamilton's going to get some of these mercy calls. But Cool, without Brady out there, or Braden guarding, that time, that's a violation. Number one's below the three-point line.
He stepped in. And
he ran down there after he had the ball.
And stepped back out.
Yeah, I think they're tired of blowing their whistle. I don't blame them.
Oh, it doesn't matter at this point, though, because the clock keeps running.
Westview now with it. Let's see if we can get an easy one. It's been a little while since we've got an easy basket, I think, other than the offensive rebounds. And, you got a screen to get it. Hamilton's defense is really unusual out there, so it's kind of hard to get a flow out there. And that time Hunter went flying in and they called a charge.
Yeah, he dumped the ball off, but he forgot. You still got to make sure you have somewhere to go afterwards.
And that's what Coach Yoder's telling him right now. Come to a jump stop and go straight up. Can't float. You float, you're going to get a charge out of it. 6.5 minutes to go now. Hunter makes up for it, gets a steal. Cool gets it back, guarded by Brill. Guessing their offense is going to be Cool going to the basket here. And he tried, but he kicked it off his foot and then threw it out of bounds.
Ellert coming back in for the Marines. I think he's, who's he coming in for? Going in for Holiday.
Well, Coach playing guys that anybody pretty much that scored is not in the game right now. Hunter is the one exception out there, I think. So doing his best to keep the score down. Engel with the ball up top. Haven't seen Max shoot a three yet. See if he's got that green light. Hunter fakes the three. Over to Brill. Good ball movement. Jethro with the floater. No good. And Hamilton comes out of there with the rebound. That's a good shot. Cool with another drive. Max with the good defense on the post. That had to be a double dribble. I lost track of who had it last,
I'm not sure
I guess.
either, but maybe somebody knocked it loose.
That's best to just let it go. Engel with a nice drive out to Brill. In the corner to Hunter. Shoot the three. Banked it in.
That works. They all count the same.
When you bank one from the corner, you're doing something special. Another steal here by Westview. Luke with the ball. He'll slow it up now. Over to Owen Brill, to Angle, over in the corner to Jethro. Fake, floater, got it. Nice move that time. Let's see, what did I say the score was against Central Noble? 76 to 10.
We just end now.
So timeout Hamilton, 4.5 minutes to go. We'll take this break, full timeout, and we'll be back for the last 4.5 minutes.
Weaver Furniture Sales in Shipshewana invites you to visit their expanded showroom filled with a complete line of solid hardwood custom-made furniture for your entire home. You'll also find a wide selection of recliners, couches, chairs, and many more home furnishings to suit anyone's taste. Weaver Furniture, located just south of US Highway 20 on County Road 75 North. Weaver Furniture Sales in Shipshewana, family owned and operated since 1989.
Back at Westview, 4:27 to go, 76 to 10. Westview with the lead. We have Owen Brill, Jethro Hostetler, Luke Helmuth, Hunter Porter, and Max Engel on the floor for Westview. Most of them getting their first varsity minutes. Hunter's played a little bit before, and Luke has, but I don't think any of the others have at this point. Unless Jethro played against Bethany or Cherubusco, I can't remember.
No, he did not. He had not made it in yet.
Okay, Cool with the ball now. And I think what Coach is looking for here is effort on defense, intensity, don't reach. Show what you can do in this kind of game, and you'll get a chance in another game. Jethro brings the ball up the court, fakes the pass over. Oh, I don't know about that. Another charge called. Jethro didn't even... He jumped sideways on the pass, and the guy fell down anyhow. So, not sure about that call, but I thought that was a good play that time by Jethro with that pass. Actually, he was going for the shot.
Yeah.
But faked the pass, which was the right play in that situation because the defense sagged off of him a little bit. Hamilton now trying to get a high post. Brill doing a pretty nice job staying in front of Cool.
Yeah, it's another one of those. He just went flying in there full speed, hoping for a foul call.
That's like it's hard with the way he blew that whistle. It's like, well, I'm not real convinced it's a foul, but I'll blow it.
So Engel gets called on that.
So Engel gets on the stat sheet. So Hamilton now with 11 points as Cool puts that up and in. He's got 6 of their 11. And it makes them both. 12 now for Hamilton. I got to say, this really proves Westview has some diehard fans here on a Tuesday night in December.
Yeah.
76 to 12 game, and I've seen very few people walk out.
Well, I guess the one thing is they're getting to see guys play that don't normally play.
Yep.
Hunter
Brill with
Porter.
the miss. Hunter with the rebound up and in. And Hunter's going to end up with double figures if he doesn't watch it. He's up to 9 right now. Well, that's good to see. He's kind of finding a role out there, I think, with just tough defense and some rebounding under there. Hitting a three-pointer from the corner doesn't hurt either.
Yeah, absolutely.
2:33 to go now, 78 to 12. About the only drama left is what the final score is going to be. Jethro with the rebound, cuts through traffic. Let's see, Luke ends up with the ball and he gets hacked. So that is a common foul. So 16 fouls, so the clock's going to keep running on that.
That was going to be called on Ellert, his second.
The only drama left is are we going to hit 80?
Yep. Well, we've allowed them to score more than they did against Central Noble, but we've also scored more than Central Noble did.
That's right. Hamilton really sagging off now. They almost have everybody inside the lane. A couple guys out of it, but Max with it up top over to Luke. Luke hasn't scored yet tonight, has he? I'd like to see him get a basket.
Yeah, he's taken 3 shots, but hadn't got any to drop.
And still hasn't got any to drop. Almost got the rebound, and then we had a travel on Hamilton. Well, it was right on line, just a little long. Chased down his rebound, or at least made an attempt on it.
Yeah, I thought he was going to get to it for a second, but not quite. But
I'd like to see us run a nice play and get a layup to finish this thing off. Everybody go home feeling happy. Well, they're already happy, but 80 looks better than 78.
Yeah.
Jethro, there we go, inside the loop. Luke got his basket.
Like you drew it up, huh?
Well, that was it was just a good play. Was it Brill that passed that off? Nice drive and dish. So now our only 2 players that have played and haven't scored are Max and Brill.
Yeah, so the 2 guys that first time on the varsity roster. Ellert's going to get to shoot a couple here.
Yep, the one thing Angle did that time on defense that they'll probably point out down the road or in the film is gambled for the steal. Didn't get it, and then it allows the guy to have an open shot. First free throw is no good for number 41, Cody
Ellert.
Yeah,
it's not scored yet tonight.
And missed the second one as well. And Jethro with the rebound up to Luke. And this probably will be the last possession. Don't know if we're going to be too aggressive here. Looks like we're just kind of throwing it around, but we'll see. Jethro with the ball out to Hunter. To Brill under the angle. Oh, he got fouled. He's going to have a chance to score.
Yeah, he got clothesline there across the face.
Well, that was an unselfish play by 25. I just lost
Brill.
his name. Brill that time. He had a chance for a shot, and he hasn't scored yet tonight either, but I really like how these guys play together. Angle with the first shot up, and
his first varsity point.
He drilled it.
That's the way it scores.
That's right. And second one's off the rim and no good. 81-12, 19 seconds to go. And knocked out of bounds by Jethro that time. And this is probably going to be the last possession for Hamilton. Hamilton kind of cool with a long 3. No good. And 81-12 is our final. And we'll be back for final stats right after this timeout.
Visit the new Yoder Crossroads Complex in Shipshewana. Start your day off right with locally roasted coffee at 5 Lakes Coffee. Speedy drive-through or enjoy the aroma and coffee inside. Breakfast and lunch at the Corn Crib Cafe offering daily lunch specials and featuring Yoder popcorn. Quality popcorn since 1936. Homemade caramel corn and free samples while you browse our gourmet shops. That's Yoder Crossroads, 5 and 20, Shipshewana, Indiana.
Tiffany's Restaurant on East Lake Street, Topeka. Mouth-watering home-cooked goodness, all in a friendly down-home atmosphere among friends and neighbors. Different daily specials, all-you-can-eat fish twice a week. Scrumptious buffets featuring our fried chicken. And then finish it off with a slice of fresh-baked pie. Eat in our large dining room or carry out at 260-593-2988 and now offering delivery within 10 miles of Topeka.
Back at Westview High School, where the final score tonight was Westview 81, Hamilton 12. And the game went about like it sounds. Mason had 30 points to lead us tonight, all in the first half, 20 in the second quarter. And he broke a little bit of a sweat. He was playing hard, but he didn't have to work to get his points tonight. And Warriors' final tune-up before Lakeland, which occurs 1 week from tonight. That is the 21st. The Angola game on the 17th has been postponed until January 8th, which is the Saturday before the NECC tournament starts. So we got a week off to prepare for Lakeland, and then 10 days after that, we are at Central Noble. So the schedule's really kind of light in games and quality before the new year, but after the new year, it ramps up in a hurry.
Here we go.
So it's really setting up kind of nice, for the younger guys to get their experience, go over tape, come out, work. It really helps a coach to develop rather than if you just jump in and you play, like last year we played 8 out of the first 10 on the road against good teams, and it was a tough schedule. So, all right, you got the scoring, Dan?
I do. So 3 Marines scored tonight, led tonight by junior Ryan Kuhl, hit 7 of their 12 points, and that was on 2 buckets, and then he was 3 of 5 from the free throw line. Dawson Miller, senior, had a bucket for 2 points, and then Jagger Hurrah had a bucket and 1 of 2 from the stripe for 3 points to round out the scoring for the Marines. Westview, as we mentioned earlier, led by Mason Yoder, who had 30 points, just 1 point off his career best, and those were all scored in the first half, as Jamie just said. Second leading scorer tonight, Braden Aish, and he had 13 tonight. He had only 3 at halftime, and he got 10 in the third quarter, and he didn't play at all in the fourth quarter. So, and he had 3 threes again tonight, so 11 threes for him in 12 games, so almost averaging 3 threes per game. 10 points for Brady Yoder. He got all 10 of his in the first quarter. He did play in the second quarter and a little bit in the third quarter, but not very much, but all his scoring there in the first quarter. 9 points tonight for Hunter Porter, so third leading scorer tonight. Great job for him tonight. He had 7 of those in the final period. He had a couple of 2s, he hit a 3, and he was 2 for 2 from the free throw line. 8 points tonight for Wiley Minix. He added 2 more 3s to his output for the year, so he's got 9 threes in 4 games now. So great to see that. Other scoring tonight, 4 points for Brady Lehman, hit a couple layups when they had a lot of the JV guys got playing time, and that was great to see. And you talked about that going deeper into the rotation. 2 points tonight for Luke Helmuth. He had a layup. He actually is the one that got us up to 80 points. And then Max Engel, right there towards the end of the game, was 1 of 2 from the free throw line to get his first varsity points. So congratulations to him. And interestingly enough, that free throw we missed was the only free throw we missed tonight.
Okay.
In the first half, we had 6 attempts. Those were all by Mason. He made them all. In the third quarter, Hunter Porter was 2 for 2, and Braden Aish was 2 for 2. And so finished the night 11 of 12. We were 8 of 18 from three-point range and 23 of 30 from inside the arc. And I'm not quite sure what that stat is, but that's really high. So 20 of 30 would be 67%. 23, we're in the 70s. So we're shooting in the 70s overall. So it would be 31 of 48 for the night in overall shooting. I show us with a 29-7 rebounding advantage.
Yeah, 76%, 77% inside the arc.
Yeah.
So what was our overall?
It was 31 of 48.
31 of 48. So we shot 64.5% overall. So that'll win you most games.
Yeah, especially when you have a 29-7 rebound advantage. And I show us with 7 turnovers and 5, 10, 15, 22 for them. So yeah, overall, I mean, it was just, it was pretty much Westview's game the whole way. And if the mercy rule were allowed in the first half, we would have been there about halfway through the second quarter. So. Yep,
absolutely. And I think the positives tonight, obviously the victory, but I didn't really see anything to harp on out there. They weren't sloppy. It's hard to play sometimes against an awkward team because they do things you never see.
Yeah.
And defending them is tough. And yeah. The defense is erratic because it's kind of man and it's kind of zone, and none of your plays work. So, and nobody got hurt. So everybody got in the game. Everybody but one scored. So it's just one of those. Everybody can kind of feel good about themselves. I don't know if it makes you any better, but at least you feel good about yourself for a night. So, only our 4th game of the year. We got, as mentioned, Lakeland coming up a week from tonight. Angola has been moved to January 8th. And then starting in January, we got December 31st at Central Noble. Then we got January 4th against East Noble. The 8th against Angola. And then we got the NECC tournament where we have a bye, and then we play Prairie Heights. And then who knows what happens after that. And then the next week at Fairfield, at Garrett, at Eastside, at Northridge.
So yeah, a lot of ats.
January is a full team. A full schedule and a lot of away from home. So come out and see Westview. We'd love to have you here next Tuesday night. I keep thinking
1 week from tonight.
I can't even think what day of the week this is. So a week from tonight, come out. Always that pre-Christmas game against Lakeland's always kind of a fun game, a rivalry game within the county.
It's a boys-girls quadruple header because both JVs will be playing and both varsities.
Okay.
So usually what happens, I think probably the girls JV will be playing at around 4:30 in the afternoon, and then I'm guessing and they'll play on the main floor, and then the boys JV will be playing in the old gym while the varsity girls are playing in here. And we'll be bringing you for that night. We will be bringing you the girls varsity game right here on LaGwanamedia.com on the IHSAA Champions Network as well.
Okay.
And then, of course, the boys varsity game after that. So anyway, the junior varsity also picked up their third win of the season. Their only loss being to Bethany. So far this year, very convincing win, 53-10, I believe it was, the final. And so I want to thank our sponsors. Tonight's game sponsor, as always, Weaver Furniture Sales, 2 locations in Shipshewana. Halftime sponsor all year is Lehman Insurance and Financial Group. Their passion is protecting yours. This evening's game was also brought to you by Dale's Dependable Handyman Service, by Yoder Crossroads, at southwest corner of 5 and 20 in Shipshewana. Also by Tiffany's Restaurant in Topeka, Stutzman Power Equipment, Shipshewana, Height Auto Body in LaGrange, by Freedom Finish Works, Topeka, Dry Forest Wood Products, Shipshewana, by LaGwana in Shipshewana, Animal Care Clinic of Topeka, also Avail Portable Toilet and Sink Rentals by Dutch Blessing Floral and Gifts in Shipshewana, and Jerry Standard Service in Middlebury. Tonight's game was a presentation of LaGwana Media and the IHSAA Champions Network. For Jamie Miller doing the play-by-play tonight, Jeremy Anderson on the board tonight, controlling everything. Chris Mast running the cameras also. As always, this is Dan Byler. Good night.